Hey guys, welcome along to today's show. Welcome back into FFP or Find Fit People. Today we're going to talk about fitness competitions. Is fitness a real sport? And you can chuck your thoughts in the comment section. Join in the conversation whether you're on Instagram, TikTok, or here on YouTube. My name's Grant Goes. I'm the founder of FFP, and this is simply my way to just connect with more people, to have more sports and fitness conversations, especially around sports here in the UAE. And obviously from around the world. So first of all, before we get into it, a big thank you to our sponsor. That is Buzzer. It's a new platform, all dedicated to sports. Already got millions of users on the platform. And so all you need to do is follow this one right here. Let me show you. And hit that QR code, simply download the Buzzer app. It's all about sports content. So if you're an enthusiast just like I am, literally go to Google and Apple and download the Buzzer app today. You've even got a referral code right there. And so you can get some added benefits as well. You're going to be seeing lots more with Buzzer as we do a lot more event coverage, interviews, reviews, live matches, and live shows as well. So look forward to seeing more about that. In fact, I've even got a little game, Beat the Buzzer, coming on a little bit later in the show. But the first thing for everyone is if you do have any comments, questions, please leave them in the comment section. This is about me and you connecting here about what we're doing. It is about sports. It is about fitness. It is about your opinions, your thoughts, and please share them as you will. So simple as that, really. Let's kind of get underway and get started, because the first thing we're going to talk about are fitness competitions a sport? So, off the bat, I'll just put this up here so we can kind of see what's going on. A little bit raw, but that's how it is. We love it. Yeah, is it a real sport? Because, people say the sport of fitness, and one of the originals, the OGs, was CrossFit, and that started back up, I believe, 2008, 2009. Milo Sake. Oh my gosh, I butchered this name completely. But I believe it was 2008. They had the first competition on the ranch. I've followed it on and off. I've seen the progressions since then to what it is today in 2026, which is insane to think about. It is 18 years of development, 18 years where it's literally just growing from this back of the shed competition to what it is today, the global phenomenon. It really has paved the way for a lot of people in how they train. There's a lot with the modality when it comes to CrossFit, but I'm going to keep this to actual, is fitness now a sport? Because we've seen the introduction of things like HYROX. We've seen it, athletics. There was the F45 competition used to be before that. They had like an NFL type of thing. I forget what they've called it. But, F45 tried to launch their one. Funnily enough, they are now combining for their own hybrid type of race. And this is why I bring the question up. Is fitness competition, is it a sport? And I think the answer is very closely coming towards yes, because you're looking at things like HYROX, who are now vying to be into the Olympics, going to the Olympics. And of course, when you're in the Olympics, you become a sport. So, yeah. I think more and more if you are in denial and you're saying it's not a sport, well, then define what a sport is. That's the first thing. You've got to say, what is the definition of a sport? And if you put it into Google or ChatGPT, you think, what is the definition of a sport? The definition comes out here: an activity involving physical exertion and a skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. Well, then according to the first one, it's a yes. It's also a person who behaves in a good or specified way in response to teasing, defeat, or a similarly trying situation. It's not really it. Play in a lively, energetic way. The official definition of sport, and this comes from the Association of Applied Sports Psychology, is that sport means all forms of physical activity which, through casual or organized participation, aim at expressing or improving physical fitness, and mental well-being, forming social relationships, or obtaining results in competition at all levels. So yeah, if there's competition involved, then essentially it's a sport. So the global view, I suppose you'd say, is that yes, it's a sport. So let's kind of start with that. But now let's say it is a sport. What needs to happen in the sport in order to improve the audiences globally? And I say this from a couple of angles. One is we look at CrossFit. CrossFit got to a point where it had tens of thousands of people signing up to do the CrossFit Open, and then that died away. It got to a point, it got so big, and this organization was become such a machine that there was probably a lack of focus in the safety, I suppose, of what was going on compared to the actual development of the sport. HYROX has now been introduced, with becoming a global phenomenon in like only a matter of years. It exploded where you have a set discipline. So you run 8 times, you do 7 stations, and it's the same thing every single time. Now, what changes slightly there, I suppose, when you look at it from a home ground or away ground advantage, is that the turf might be slightly different. The area may be slightly different, slightly. The conditions definitely change if you're in a colder climate compared to a warmer climate, even if it may be indoors. So it's a bit like Ironman. Ironman's always outdoors, but you might have some raining, some good cool conditions. Others might be freezing temperatures. So there's that comparison. And I suppose just looking at it as its comparison to marathons as well. But anyway, there are our first few thoughts on that. Is fitness a sport? So have your say, put it in the comment section. Let me know based on what we've started to go with, begin with. I'm actually going to answer some other questions. Oh, my thing is frozen. Uh-oh. So it may have frozen. I'm not too sure. Hopefully not. Okay. Another thing locally anyway. So DECA is a fitness competition. Now there's DECA Strong and there's DECA Fit. DECA Strong is more focused on heavy elements, going to lift as much weight as possible, and DECA Fit is one where you move with lighter weights, but it's more about for time. There is Athletic, I believe the other one. So actually my notes is just kind of frozen. That's why I've kind of that's okay. I will get this back up and running in no time. It's a bit more of a casual thing. So again, ask questions, share thoughts, let us know what you're thinking. Or who do you think does it best, or who's doing it best? Is it CrossFit? Is it HYROX? Is it athletics? Is it F45? Now you see the grid that's over in America. That's the grid league. You've got I forgot the one. It's the World Stops. Just gone off the top of my head for a bit. It'll come back to me. You've got different organizations doing their own in-house competition. Red Bull put out a fitness competition as well. So there was another one that happened. There's a lot actually. The Gym Clash, that's what it's called. The Red Bull Gym Clash. That was launched last year. Got to be involved with that. What else have we got? Turf Games through England. That's been growing. World Fitness Project was what I was thinking about beforehand. Iron Will, Deadly Dozen is another one. In fact, another thing about this whole fitness races is that as a lot of them is coming from Europe, a lot of English people are trying to organize their own types of fitness races. Not sure because HYROX came from, was it Germany, I believe, maybe? Not sure where exactly that kicked off from. ATHX, that's another one that's been put out there. So there's actually quite a few of these competitions being started up and launched, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, let us know your thoughts on fitness competitions. How can they get better? First of all, is it a sport? And how can these sports of fitness get better? What I'm going to do is something a little bit different. And they're going to throw at me the rankings of each. So I've got a little game I'm going to play, and please feel free to jump in and play the game as well. That's it. Blind rankings of we've got 5 options. Just randomly they're going to come up. I'm going to try and put them into a space and say this is where they're at. So let's go. So the first one that's come up is CrossFit Games. Out of 1 to 5, where would CrossFit Games rank as a fitness competition? In my mind, I'm going to say number 2. And it's quite a close battle between 2 and 1. For me, I mean, just because it's the original, it's been around for the longest, but also there's a larger variety of options that are there available for people. So CrossFit Games is going to be, I'm going to put that in number 2. Okay, HYROX. I'm going to say HYROX right now is the number 1 fitness competition that's out there. Only because of the sheer volume of people now competing in it and the amount of abilities from the different levels. From anyone can do it, any age pretty much. You can just compete, or there is this Elite 15, right? And there's also you compete in your areas to compete for the world champ. So I think they've really got a good system going on. Now here's got a good one actually, like Mr. Olympia. Where does that rank? Now that Mr. Olympia's in there, it depends what angle you take this from, right? Because Mr. Olympia is the mecca as far as this is the original, right? People would train in the gym to get muscly, massive, defined, proportional, have the right dimensions. Oh, see, now that I've put down these other 2 and thrown this curveball in there, I have to put it number 3, which means these other 2 are going to go really low ranked, even if the worse. That's not good. Yeah. Damn. I probably would have put Mr. Olympia at first had I known this earlier. Spartan Race World Championships. You see, I love these OCR races. I think Spartan has just been one of the ones who's done it right and better from a marketing point of view. I think because they've got the whole Spartan theme, they've got the trifecta with the medal and stuff like that. So I thought it was, it's quite a good thing. But as saying that, in comparison, looking at what we've got now, you can put Spartan at 5th. Let me say it's 5th. So, and the World's Strongest Man. See, it just depends on what angle you look at this from. So it's got World's Strongest Man as the 5th one. It's going to go in 4th. So my blind rankings are HYROX, CrossFit Games, Mr. Olympia, World's Strongest Man, and then Spartan Race World Championships as last. I would have put that actually probably one I would have changed at the moment is Mr. Olympia would have been at number 1. That's for me personally. But what you'll say, like I would have had Mr. Olympia, HYROX, CrossFit Games, World's Strongest Man, and Spartan Race World Championships. World's Strongest Man, I think, is incredible, like as far as like what these guys can do. But to be fair, like the amount of training you have to do, it's so you have to be just extremely strong. There's no like other modalities or elements part of the competition. And I think it's as much as people get into it to train, yeah, it just doesn't have the appeal of participation for people that are not as strong. So anyway, that's just mine. What are yours? What are your top 5? There we go. Try something a little bit different. Blind rankings. And now we're going to do a little bit different as well. We're going to try and beat the buzzer. And of course, why? Because it's sponsored by Buzzer. Now, normally I have someone there with me on the other side, but they're not there at the moment. So, oh well, there you go. Basically, beat the buzzer. You have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as you can, and ideally 10 questions. Beat the buzzer time, and now I put this in here. 10 questions that are randomly going to come up, and I don't have the answers. So that's the kind of thing we were after. Okay, so you'll see in the top right here, here's the time. I'll have 60 seconds to complete as much as possible, and you play along as well. Let me know how you get on, and let's see how many are 10 in 60 seconds. Booyah, just like that. All right, stand by. Here we go. First question, go. What year were the first modern Olympic Games held? 1910. I don't know that one. How many players are on a football soccer team on the field at one time? 11. What distance is a standard marathon? 42.195 kilometers or 26.2 miles. Who has won the most Grand Slam titles in men's tennis history as of 2026? That'd be Novak Djokovic on 25. In basketball, how many points is a shot worth from beyond the arc? It's worth 3. What is the national sport of Japan? Sumo wrestling. How many minutes are played in a standard rugby union match? 80. What does PB stand for in fitness? Personal best. Which muscle group is primarily targeted by the squat, the quadriceps, and the glutes? In Formula 1, which flag signals the end of the race? A checkered flag. Yeah. And there's the buzzer. Oh, that was a close one. So yeah, how many did you get correct? I may have only got 8 out of 10. Pretty confident. I did not know the first one. What year were the first modern Olympic Games held? No idea. Okay, let's find out the answers. And I have to double check on these too. It's not like, it's going to be given. Oh, it wasn't too far off. It was in 1896, so 14 years off. I was thinking maybe late 1800s, but anyway. So the first modern Olympic Games were held in 1896. Players on a football team, a soccer team, are 11. The standard distance of a marathon is 42.195 kilometers. The most Grand Slam titles in men's tennis history is Novak Djokovic. The women's is Margaret someone. Or Steffi Graf. No, Margaret, I think. Find that one out. How many points from beyond the arc? It's 3. The national sport of Japan is sumo wrestling. Yeah. A rugby match is 80 minutes long, or egg chasing, as I got told before. PB means personal best when it comes to fitness. In a squat, it is the quadriceps. Being a fittest guy, actually, the glutes get highly involved as well. But anyway, another story. Checkered flag is the name of the flag used to end a race in F1. So there you go, guys. Beat the buzzer. 60 seconds. How many did you get? Let us know in the comments section to find out a little bit more. Right? Booyah. So was that. Okay. That was real simple, real easy. I just want to have a quick conversation, quick chat with you just on that. See how you're feeling. See what you're going up to. We're going to bring in more guests and talk about more things. Something I want to do is talk about sports as a whole and not just bore the heck out of you. So, yeah, this is reason I'm doing this for. So you want to get involved. Let us know in the comment section. If you got something to share, expert opinions, let's rock it on. Let's roll it on as well. But otherwise, that is me for now. A couple other things I do want to chat about you guys with quickly before I go is we are looking for the FFP moment of the week. So if you see something really super cool, a lift in fitness or someone just doing something crazy, sports, fitness, wellness, just let us know, a moment of the week. We want to share that here on the channel as we do these shows regularly, daily, as we look to improve them, we look to get more people involved, which would be freaking awesome for everybody involved. And we will have also That's right. giveaways. So we're going to have pretty some cool merch that you guys can get your hands on as well. I've got some new stuff coming in. It's all going to kick off in April. And the one last thing is, of course, Buzzer, download the app today. It's your sports content application. It is going to be freaking huge over the next few years, but it's a really cool space just to talk, chat with other enthusiasts as well. And if you're around the UAE, we're going to be doing lots of different public activations where you can join us. You can do things like beat the buzzer. We'll have other physical challenges for you as well. You can win a few prizes with the different partners that are part of the FFP network, especially here in the UAE. So brilliant. That's all we got time for today. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you for being a part of it. That's how we're going to start off. That's how we're going to get rolling. And if you get a chance, please check out the mobile, the website, findfitpeople.com. And it's the platform we're growing to help you find all the different health, fitness, wellness, adventure services around the UAE, and then eventually it'll be around the world. But for now, it's around Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and other parts of the UAE. Check it out, findfitpeople.com. Easy as that, guys. Thank you very much for joining. We will see you next time on the next show. Stay happy, stay busy,